Weber brings it up during game one of the doubleheader, and now, Shaq, you got the story?
So this was his rookie year. He wasn't getting a lot of playing time, so, you know, shoot-around is a time where you go over other guys' plays and you're supposed to be focused. So, Kenny, you be Dale Harris and just go over plays.
Okay.
And
I'll turn face this way?
No, man. Just stay there. Just give over plays. So.
All right, guys. You know, here it is on the double and the pick and roll. And every pick and roll, what we're going to do is we're going to double the pick and roll. And then once he rolls to the basket, I want you to double down from the top. We're going to double down from the top on the other thing. And we're going to act. So that's what he was.
So what was Del Harris doing saying as this was going on?
We all just looking like, what is this kid doing? Like, what is it? Full speed, sweating, just pump faking and moving around so we're without a ball.
I remember you
talking to herself. You can't guard me. like just talking to herself. We're like, me, Fisher, Fox, we're all looking up like.
And this is your rookie.
Yeah, he's my rookie. So we just, we just let him be.
Did you say anything to him?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, wait, Eric,
how long did that go?
Our names will be attached together for what we did. People always ask about our relationship, and I tell them it's just like me and Charles. You got two strong-minded people that are going to get it done their way. We're going to say certain things. The respect will never be lost. But when it comes to be inside the lines and win, that's what me and him, that's what we did. That's what me and Charles, that's what we do. To be the greatest Laker ever, I think that's an amazing accomplishment.
It's made it a lot sweeter because I know you have 4 and I have 5.
As I got older and been in the league now for 9-10 years, you want to enjoy, the camaraderie. Just maturity, just growing up and just wanting to step back a little bit.
The day Kobe gained my respect was the guys were complaining. I said, Shaq, Kobe's not passing the ball. I said, I'll talk to him. I said, Kobe, there's no I in team. And Kobe said, I know, but there's an in me in that.
Is there anything you want to say to your fans? Well, to my fans, thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my family's heart, for all your support through everything. On the court, off the court. Thank you for your prayers.
We're not on this stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us stronger. We were never satisfied, never finished, will never be retired. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, I actually paid attention one time in class. And he said, he had this beautiful quote, and it read, rest at the end, not in the middle. And I took that to heart. I believe there's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. Thank you for this tremendous honor in acknowledging my basketball career, but I'm far from done. My next dream is to be honored one day for inspiring the next generation of athletes to have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never, ever rest in the middle. Thank you to my wonderful family, my wife, our daughter Natalia and Gianna, and thank you guys.
I want to mention my brother Kobe. I can't let this go. I wanted to talk about Kobe, and I wanted to give some joy to those who knew him for the life that he lived in front of us that touched our lives. I want to take away, with God's help, some of the hurt and pain of our tragic loss of him. But God, by taking his life in the way that it happened, has stopped the world of sport and play with one death. It affected the whole world. But it affected the whole world of sport and play.
Tyson Chandler played with Kobe. Bryant played with him a couple of different stints with the Lakers. It's been like that.
Well, I don't know.
This is absolutely one of the worst days of our life. And right about now, you're probably questioning God. That's the first thing we do when things go bad. We question God. Why God allowed this to happen? What kind of God is he? What God takes a man away from his wife and kids? Don't do that.
Mr. Muhammad's home in Phoenix, where I'm blessed to live, that my brother Khalil, who works with Layla Ali on occasion, was in California with Layla and her husband on some assignment. And he said to me, "May I show you something?" I said, "Certainly." In back of the house where Layla and her family lives, it's in the valley where the plane went down. And they could see the smoke from the burning of the helicopter. But in the evening, the wheel showed up. There was a full moon that was on a level like it was just above the horizon, but the star was up above the moon. And I said to God, "Father, I understand." Because when Kobe died, I knew there was a message in it for me and for us. And I'm going to explain the meaning of the message. Beloved, and I want to ask my team to take the picture of the wheel, and I want you to put it up on the screen. It's on page 49 of this document. You have it up? Do you see it? You see the moon? Up above it is not a star. You can't find any stars in the sky. The presence of the wheel was there. And Layla's husband said to Brother Khalil, he said, "I believe that God was in that star." When he showed it to me, I didn't say anything to him, but I said to Allah, "Now I understand why you took my brother in the way you did, and the lesson that is in his death for us all." Now, God wanted us to focus on Kobe. I want you to keep this up on the screen because I'm coming to it. God wanted us to focus on Kobe because there was something in his development that God wanted not only basketball and sports enthusiasts to study, he wanted us who love sports and love the sacrifice that great sports idols put into their craft. He wanted us to see the sacrifice of Kobe as a teenager, coming into the league directly from high school with a commitment to basketball and to himself. As a player, he never took his talent for granted. Like some who are gifted and the gift is so superior, they don't fight with themselves to improve themselves, though they may not have any competition outside of themselves, to match what they do and do it bigger and better. That's the kind of lesson that is in Kobe's life for us to study. Kobe dedicated his life to his craft. He would always be in the gym practicing. He was good at what he did. He was so good he scored 81 points in one game and shocked the basketball world, because in order to make 81 points in one game, the mathematics that he had to master to maneuver himself in and around the opposition to him to get to his sweet spot, where he could put the ball in the basket. And any time that a man can make 81 points in a game, that's mathematics on a level that you have not seen among the common player. Which brings me to this. The Quran, which is the book of scripture of Muslims, and I would hope that everyone who listens to me today, though I know you have a Bible, you must try to get a Holy Quran and bring it to your home and start reading it. The language may be strange at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's the most beautiful book that you could ever read or study. Now, the Quran says, in everything that Allah created, there is a lesson for man if man would be mindful. You and I were born into the most magnificent treasure. If you're a student and you find yourself in the greatest library in the world, you're like not a child at, what's the name of that place that children like to go? Yeah, Disney World, you know. You are in heaven. Now imagine yourself being born, and everywhere you look, everything that God created has a treasure for you. if you would study it. Now, I'm saying that because God wanted us to focus on Kobe. What treasure did he put in Kobe for all of us? So while today, tomorrow, he will be memorialized, I want us to think about ourselves, because each one of us is a creation of God in which he's deposited a gift and a treasure. Are you listening? You have not yet discovered your gift. And if you have, the duty that you have is to exploit your gift, evaluate its value, and use it to help others for the glory of God. Now, here's the lesson that you will find in Kobe. If you want to be great in any field of human endeavor, you must be willing to make a sacrifice. Kobe came out of high school and was drafted immediately into the NBA. He was playing with the big boys from day one. So he wanted to not only play with the big boys, he wanted to be one of them, meaning that each of us have something in us that we have a duty to develop. This is why you must respect each other, and in respecting each other, you are respecting God, because God is the creator of everyone that you see, and God is the giver of gifts to everyone that he created. So if you don't know how to respect God, you'll never plumb the depth of your own gift, nor will you see the gift that is in others that you admire as a reflection of the gift that is sitting up inside of you. So now, look at the way he took Kobe. See, if Kobe had laid down in a bed, got sick, and we heard on the news that he was sick and then passed away, then, you know, it's not like the way he took Kobe. See, it was so sudden. It was such a shock. God wanted it that way because he wanted Kobe's life to be more than a basketball. Because Kobe was more than a basketball
What has surprised you?
player.
What's impressed you about it since that day?
Well, I mean, we continue to grow. We've continued to make smart decisions, make smart investments across the technology, media, and data space. And it's been a heck of an opportunity. We've had a great time with our entrepreneurs and building our relationships with our investors. And here we are today.
You got how many active in the portfolio right now? 18?
We've got 18 active, had about 10 exits, so it's been incredibly successful, and we've watched the fund grow from about $100 million in access to capital to now over $2 billion. So it's exciting.
I read somewhere of some of the ones that have gone public. Dell,
yes,
right? Baba,
yeah.
national vision?
That's exactly right.
How many more can you build in terms of exits?
Oh, I think it's unlimited. As long as there are great entrepreneurs and great CEOs, we're going to keep seeing more and more go public or sell to other great companies.
What's your assessment of the IPO window right now?
I mean, look, it's wide open. There's some exciting companies coming out. It's just a matching value to price. So, you know, we hope it holds. We're pretty excited what we see.
In terms of like characteristics of the companies, the leaders you're looking at, what do they have in common?
Well, you got to have strong entrepreneurs. I mean, that's really the key for us, is looking at the people. Yes, it's important to see those returns, right? But it's also important to have great opportunity, great relationships with our investors, great opportunities with our entrepreneurs to help them grow and put them in situations they can be successful.
What I love is that you kept Kobe's name out of it right? It was not public for a while when this thing was already in motion.
We've been working together for how long now?
It's been 7 years,
seven
right?
years,
I mean,
7 years, yeah.
The point, it's not about us. It's about the teams that are being built, it's the entrepreneurs, it's the companies. We want to do our part. We want to help where we can, but we want to be behind the scenes. We want to be helping.
Also, it's important, you know, to attach a name to it immediately comes with a certain stigma, right? So it's important that we do lay the groundwork early, behind the scenes. This way you establish validity and credibility within the industry. It's very important.
Right. But then what did your Rolodex bring to it later? I see.
How you guys doing?
Hey, have a seat. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
No, this is incredible. I didn't have you. They all had you here.
Awesome. How you guys doing?
I like it. A lot of Kobe fans in the building. If there was one thing that you wanted to be remembered by, one mark that you wanted to leave on this league, what would it be?
One thing, I would say it's the curiosity about the game, I would think. You know, because there's always, I think the most important thing for the young guys to remember is you have to continue to ask questions and try to understand why things happen. And I think that's the most important thing. That's what I always try to do, is ask questions. Why does this work? Why does this not work? You know, because when you understand why things happen, then you understand how to make things happen. So if there's something I could leave for this next generation, is to have that constant curiosity about the game.
How about a little bit of off the court?
He wanted us to see the greatness of Kobe as a businessman. Why? Because all those who are in basketball, in sports, making money, money becomes an enemy because you don't know what to do with it. And then when you get fame, it kills you because you don't know how to handle it. Kobe knows how to use his money, and Kobe was not bothered by his fame. Kobe became a spiritual giant. He analyzed what he did in life, and he talked about paying it forward, doing something that the next generation would benefit. That's the Kobe that God wanted us all to meet, because that's what's in each and every one of us. Put Kobe up in a constellation of stars. Now look, do you see it? Kobe's a star of piercing brightness. But look at the stars that surround this star. Up at the top is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Will Chamberlain, LeBron James, Barkley, Moses Malone, Shaq, and Kareem. I saw my brother Shaq cry. I saw LeBron cry. I saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a Muslim, not understanding how to handle the will of God. And I asked God, would you allow me to know so that some of the pain of his loss that might cause them to lose faith in you, that I might be able to say words of comfort, that this great life that you gave, you took back to yourself. So I ask this audience, the Bible says, the Lord giveth. Do you agree with that? And the Lord taketh away. So your life doesn't belong to you. He puts you on loan to the earth for a purpose. And you've got to discover what your purpose is and work it during the time of your life. You don't know how short or how long that time is going to be, but you can't waste time. You got to go to work and do something with your life that you may make a change. You understand what I'm saying? So how deep is your love, Farrakhan? So some of Kobe's friends went down on that plane. Their lives are sacred. Their lives are to be honored. We just can't talk about Kobe. You have to talk about Mr. and Mrs. Altobelli and their daughter. You have to talk about Sarah Chester and Peyton Chester and Christina Mauser and the pilot Hera Zubayan, because they all were a part of what God did on that day for us all. Kobe becomes in posterity a leader for our eyes to follow. Those of you who play sports, those of you who have daughters, there's a picture of Kobe with his little daughter, Gianna, reaching up to Kobe. Look at that, look at that. Look at the love in his eyes and look at the love in her face. Every father that has a daughter.
40 yards on the punt, no return.
He's so cute.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Dance. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
Including my little Oh my god. So you're recording? So Daddy did it again.
I shook my shoe off. I shook my shoe off. I shook my shoe off. No, you can't get it. No, you can't get it. I shook my shoe off.
Okay, just clipping your heels.
Have you seen Dancing Queen? Come on now. Have you ever?
I've never ever heard of a baby drinking from a straw like this.
Yo, baby!
Bring them. Oh my God. No. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Yes, we won the fucking Super Bowl. That's it. We won the fucking Super Bowl. Oh my God. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God.
Family, I tell you what, I think you have been so sweet, so lovely, so patient, so attentive. I cannot wear out your patience anymore. I have many more things to say, so next week, tune in.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
Greetings, dear listeners. We have been blessed by Almighty God Allah over the 90 years of our work in the Nation of Islam and lifting our people up from the miserable condition in which we find ourselves. We ask your support of our effort, and we hope that you will be generous and make a contribution to the work of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan by clicking the button below or go to noi.org/donate. We thank you in advance for your support. May Allah God continue to bless you and your families. Assalamu alaikum.
This house is dedicated to knowledge and to the spreading of knowledge. Elijah Muhammad inspired new thought new mind, new way of civilization among black people. But he wanted a house from which a light could be lifted up to give guidance to all who would be guided as this world begins to close down. This National Center for the re-education and retraining of the black man and woman, but for the totality of the human family of our planet. I named this mosque after the only woman that the Quran names a chapter after, the mother of Jesus, Maryam. All human beings need to be re-educated. That is the purpose of the National Center.